¿Qué onda? It's Naninator. In this video, we will explore all secret weapons and items in RLCraft Dregora. Amazing and cursed alike, I separated them by categories as seen on the screen. So let us begin with the rare items. These are found in chests rarely throughout various structures. But the easiest location is, spoiler alert, the underneath dimension due to the high concentration of loot in areas. But extremely dangerous too. Interestingly, some of them don't have a base attack requirement. Eagle's Claw is a side weapon from Japanese culture, a reference to one of the lead creators of the mod pack, NL Black Eagle. NL usually has Supreme Smite and Blessed Edge, making it good for fighting the undead. Comes with small bonuses to speed and damage as well. The Shiv is a reference to another lead creator to the mod pack, Shivoxy. Usually comes with Education 3, gives a nice bonus to both movement and speed and damage too. Nice to use if you find it early to mid-game in my opinion. The Excalibur is the legendary sword of Camelot, famous worldwide and based on said weapon of the same name. This is actually an amazing weapon because it comes pre-packed with advanced sharpness and has an illegal strength and vitality enchantment on it, making it super bulky on top of stacking it with innate bonuses to max health and luck as well. The Stingray is a frost dagger from varied commodities that may be a reference to famous RLCraft player Stinging, if not a nudge to them. It has a sizable boost to movement speed when held. Its focus is being used against high armor foes. I would use it as an exploration tool, however. The Cleaver is an interesting weapon that holds some great enchants such as Supreme Sharpness and Reinforced Sharpness with high base attack. Unfortunately, it has a couple of annoying courses that make it unreliable. If you can remove them with some curse breakers, this is very nice. Coatlan is a reference to the coder, Coatlan. It's a weird weapon. Nishay versus Illagers, due to it having the inhumane enchant, has Zoranting Blade on it a bunch of times too. Lots of small bonuses to speed, max health, attack speed, damage, and reach distance. This feels more like a meme, but it's pretty cool for collecting though. The Honjo Masamune is a great sword, a reference to the Japanese historically legendary sword of the same name of the Tokugawa shogunate. Sorry if I chopped that up. It comes with great enchantments like Advanced Sharpness, Swifter Slashes, Parry, and Sweeping Edge. Unfortunately, it has Curse of Vanishing often, so if possible, try to remove them. Great bonuses to speed, attack, speed, damage, and reach as well. The Maltex Un is giving you a bonus to max health, damage, and reach. I think it's a meme, if not a lore sword with a bunch of enchants related to heat or fire. It is also a reference or punch at Meldexun, one of the developers of this mod pack. I would call this a collector's item. Do read its description. It is a bit interesting. The Mjolnir likely needs no introduction. This is also known as Thor's Hammer. Unfortunately, it is not very strong and it is incredibly slow due to having heavy weight course on top of it guaranteed. It does, however, have a potion dip in lightning, making it have 6,969 hits worth of lightning. Other highlights is multiple smite enchantments, so it could be a good undead eradication weapon. The Karanos translates from Greek from Thunderbolt, probably referring to Zeus' lightning. It has some nice enchantments. It is a lightning Dragonbone Javelin, has multiple smite enchants as well, and comes with return and mending. On top of it, like Thor's Hammer, it's lightning 69 dips. Actually great both as a melee and throwable weapon. Add Razor Edge on top of this and you have yourself a great secondary weapon. It even has some bonus reach on top of it. The Gungnir from Norse mythology, Odin's Spear, an incredible weapon which uses the Dragonbone Spear as its base. It comes with great enchantments like Rune Piercing, Supreme Sharpness, and Mending. What an amazing is the sizable bonus to reach distance, making it as long, if not longer than a pike. With Dragon Forge's keeping base enchants, this can even be upgraded to a Blooded Dragon weapon to be even stronger should they add that in a future update. The Big Skivity needs no introduction. It is a meme weapon for toilet humor, bad enchants, but has some bonus reach, I guess. I am surprised this thing even exists. The Stick of Bunk is another meme item, likely referring to the famous dog meme. It has a bunch of knockback enchants and some bonus reach as well. This is just a collectible, but it is very funny though. The Null Pointer is a very fun sword that has the enchantment, Subject English, and Atomic Deconstructor 10. The flavor text Divide them by 0 and name are referring to coding. If you guys are interested, it is a common coding error when managing memory for new programmers, especially in languages like C. Anyways, outside of that, it is actually a nice weapon and has some nice bonuses to speed, max health, damage, and reach. The Obelisk is just a large column that is cursed with heavy weight. This object is pretty slow already anyways, so it is pretty much a meme item in my opinion. It does have a nice bonus to health and respectable reach. I wouldn't bother with this honestly, just another item to chuck into the collection chest. The Lesser Banhammer has a very funny text that reads, "Dragon Steel you say? Banned," in reference to many players that have requested to Shivoxy and other developers to add it onto the RLCraft mod pack and them being tired of it. Funnily enough, there's an unofficial but compatible addition for it made by Kotlin as an extra. Similar to the Obelisk, it's slow but has some bonus reach, also a reference to an upcoming legendary weapon, being the Heaven's Blade, a Dragonbone katana referring to NL Black Heaven NL, which is Dregora's main developer NL Black Eagle's brother. It has some lackluster enchants and heavy weight course. If you can remove the curse, its bonus stats to speed, max health, damage, and reach make it a very cool option to turn into a god weapon if you want to put the work onto it, that is. The Scythe of Bountiful Risk is in the same loot pool, but the only one labeled as an epic collectible. This is a Dragonbone Fire Scythe. It has an amazing Supreme Sharpness 10 guaranteed, along with Lifesteal 2 and Subject English 1. Unfortunately, as its name implies, it's a very dangerous weapon because it reduces your max health by 95%. I don't personally recommend it, but I can't deny it is very cool. Certainly, I would use some maca hamburgers if you're going to bother using this in the first place anyway. The Dagger of Vitality is a very good dagger, meant for recovering health since it comes with Vampirism, Blessed Edge, and the illegal Lifesteal 3. Usually it goes up to a max of 2. It has Cursed Edge which can't hurt the user though. It also, funnily enough, gives regeneration 1 to the enemy it hits. It has an amazing 25% bonus to user's max health while listing your offhand as well. For neither friend nor foe will this dagger deal a decisive blow. The Eternal Duder is another meme with some enchants meant to launch your opponent. One of my personal favorites as well. It has Unbreaking and Advanced Knockback 10. Just look at these guys flying out, it's awesome. And if it wasn't enough, it has the Launch Potion inflicted when you melee enemies with it, giving you that special arc sensation that you see. A very funny item. Megumin Staff. Straight up reference to one of the most popular anime characters from the anime, Konosuba. I really like her personally as well. All the enchants on this weapon are level 10. Most of them related to explosions, so beware, its use is likely to spawn tremors often. The courses make it a pain to use, but if you can remove them, this is actually an incredible weapon. On top of it all, it has the explosion potion effect added onto it, so beware of spawning tremors often. The Rizzler. This is internet lingo. I have no idea why it's called this, being honest. It only comes with Unbreaking 3 and has some reach if you wish to use it as a melee weapon, for some reason. You can use it as a magical range weapon. It's very slow to charge, but has some respectable damage. I'd say it's nice for early to mid game. The second magical item is Gandalf's Staff. Along with the next two items, they're an obvious reference to the Lord of the Rings. This one specifically for the character Gandalf. It even points it out as his famous phrase, "You shall not It's a magical weapon which also uses mana. Does mediocre damage, comes with education, so if you want to use it as a melee weapon, you can get some bonus experience. Worth it if you can somehow get this early game. Has a bit of bonus reach too. Very nice to use with something that gives you extra damage. The Sting is a dagger with many enchants, but not worth it in my opinion. A reference to the Lord of the Rings again. Supreme Bane of Arthropods shines here, but it's pretty niche in my opinion. If anything, Disarm 3 would be useful to steal some enemy weapons. Has small bonus to speed and luck, making it a good tool for opening chests and raising your odds at better loot. Do note it always comes together with the Mithril Shirt. It comes with a bunch of protection enchantments on it. Honestly, the only one that matters is Advanced Protection, since it basically covers everything the other ones do. They're all randomized between levels 1 and 4. It's a very nice armor piece too, especially since it has bonuses to luck and armor toughness. If you do not have an endgame chest piece by this point that you get it, this is a very nice option instead. Then we have the legendary Ban Hammer. It's a very rare weapon that has the ability to inflict the insane Death Touch 5. This makes it so any non-boss enemies of the effect die if they have 25% HP or less instantly. It can be found in a special chest with a base pull rate of close to 1 in 8,000. Less if you have any luck items equipped though, or luck potion effects. This highly sought after weapon is only seen by very few players. It inflicts the user with Dispel, which removes any active pot buffs, weight, making your jumps nearly useless, and anti-warp blocking teleportation. It uses to have potion sickness, which causes the wearer to get random debuffs. It's less volatile now. If you get this weapon, definitely let me know in the comments where you found it. The Traveler's items are some of the secret weapons that pop out as denominated by Traveler's chest. The first of which is the Golden Gurlet. A golden pickets that gives the wearer bonus damage in exchange for reduced armor toughness. It's a nice bonus to your attacks, even in your offhand. Overall, a nice pickaxe. The Stonebreaker is one of my favorite secret ones, though. Also the big brother to the Golden Gurlet. It usually gives anywhere between 8 and 14 bonus damage. Insane, as it acts as a supreme sharpness with a high roll to hold up in your offhand. I love this item so much. In exchange for its strength, it reduces the user's speed and armor toughness, but I would take that trade any day. The memories, this section is a memoir. In other words, an honor for the developer's pet rat. NL Black Eagle NL loves rats, which you may already know if you saw my previous RLCraft Dregora lore video. Check it out if you haven't. He has had 6 of his little friends live a happy life alongside him and his family, and they are immortalized through a series of graves consisting of their own book and sword for each one. Note, Eagle did give me permission and provided the information regarding the rats on this section. So with that, first we have Kirito, an agouti-colored Rex. They were cool-headed and strong, was the leader of the group. His chest contains the black sword made of gold which has sharpness, smite, and bane of arthropods. A nice early sword. His book gives bonuses to luck, attack, and armor toughness. Yugi's, a whitish Rex, extremely chill rat, loved cuddling up with the owners. His chest contains the Sneezing Sword, made of gold which has Unbreaking, Far Aspect, Smite 5, and Bane of Arthropods 5. Even has a bonus to attack damage, but a debuff to your armor. A niche sword, his book gives bonuses to max health and luck alike. Sasuke's, a white-colored rat, was a bit timid but also very curious. Was always quite active. His chest contains the Sneezing Sword made of iron which has many enchants of level 1. Looks like a jack of all trades. Reliable since it had mending and looting too. A great sword. His book gives bonuses to max health, luck, and mob follow range, which is actually just a meme. I confirmed it with NL Black Eagle NL. It doesn't actually do anything, so a little bit confusing. Raiku's, a champagne-colored rat, nicknamed Ivar, originating from Vikings because his hind legs got paralyzed, and he was a mean rat. His chest contains the granite sword made of stone which has sharpness 5, Sweeping Edge 3, Bane of Arthropods 5, and Curse of Vanishing. Unfortunately, it also gives a sizable debuff to max health, speed, and armor. It packs a punch, but I wouldn't use it personally due to heavy risks involved. His book gives small bonuses to attack damage, armor toughness, armor, and knockback. Pretty combat-oriented. Natsu's a white hooded Agushi, and the protagonist of their own book. One of the books that is talked about in lore for this game, though. He did some social distancing in first few months of his life, so he came out rather crazy. Always claiming and screaming around, teasing other rats and ran at owners for protection. Extremely social towards humans. His chest contains the Ancient Sword, made of iron, which has Fire Aspect 2, Smite 2, and Curse of Vanishing, as well as a bonus to attack damage. An okay sword. Its book gives bonuses to Jump Strength and Luck too. Then we have curse items. There are many that have curses on them on the mod pack. I heavily encourage players to not use them since they commonly have some nasty hidden debuffs, including Abysmal Luck, less armor if not max health. In general, you should avoid these even if you do have a small bonus. Some are obvious to know they are cursed, but I will point out those which aren't as much though. And when it comes to tools, they come in all flavors. I never pick any of these up. Easy to spot from names with a prefix. Some of these are abominable, atrocious, cursed, despicable, haunted, as well as wretched. Then we have vanilla. These are swords and bows that usually have random curses and they are always on top. They can sometimes have some good and illegal enchants. Illegal meaning they have more than the maximum level, like Sharpness 9 for example. Usually the curses are on top, which is a bummer because you can't get them for some of their good enchantments if you decided to disenchant them. Even if you could, you can't apply illegal enchantments onto other weapons, and it will default to the normal maximum anyways. Some prefixes are accursed, cursed, damned, jinxed, and twisted. Then there's Pandoras. These are some of the worst items you can get. They have random curses, their curses are always on the top, can have good enchants, and some are illegal as well. You can tell that an item is cursed with this if you carefully read the black letters. They're usually hidden in ciphers or they're somehow obfuscated. Like, for example, may be turned to be read from right to left instead of left to right. Like accursed, damned, deplored, possessed, twisted, rebuked, and reviled. Shields are all terrible with one exception. They are the Shield of Pain, the Shield of Brittle Ownership, Pandora's Shield, the Shield of Greed, the Shield of Possession, and the only good one being the Corrupted Shield, which I will focus on in its unique section. They all have ridiculous debuffs with abysmal luck of debuffs. Pandora's Curse and the Curse enchants galore. Armor is very similar to vanilla weapon cursed items, the main difference being enchantment types and the name prefixes such as abominable, atrocious, cursed, damned, despicable, haunted, jinxed, twisted, and wretched as well. Just don't use these. Horse armor is good for your pets. They all have Curse of Vanishing, but if you use it in a soul-bound pet, it should be fine since they won't lose it even on death in their specific case. Ancient are old weapons with used durability, just nice finds that can be a bit harder to craft at times, such as Myrmix or Umbrium weapons. You usually have a flavor text that reads, although heavily damaged, the name of the weapon here, appears usable. It can be kind of nice finds, although usually by the time that I find them, I already have something much better anyways. Damascus is a collection of gold armor and vanilla swords as well as tools, which have some nice bonuses to them including attack speed, attack damage, max health, and luck. They are great if you're using gold osmosis and running this set. They are uncommon, but I really enjoy using them for set strategy too. There's a lot of unique items. First and foremost, the Revenant set, which belongs to the uncommon enemy of the same name. They can drop their entire armor. Its flavor text implies they were tormented and represents suffering and regret. A nice collection of armor to keep at home. Not useful either since it has protection level 0 for some reason. If you wear the whole set, it would be very cool if you got some sort of bonus. Unfortunately, there's nothing tied to it. Charred is a weather skeleton with extra speed and damage that spawns in some biomes underground. They are pretty dangerous, but they can drop their special sword and cursed blaze powder. They wield the Charred Blade with Fire Aspect 3, which is not that good. What mostly interests me is the other item, which if equipped on the offhand gives the player an extra 15% speed and 25% attack boost in exchange for 20% max health. Worth it if you have some good enchants, armor, or life bonuses to make up for it. The Sleeper Sword is a sword with lots of amazing enchants. This is no joke amazing to use if you can put mending on it by early to mid game. The main caveat is that it always comes with one durability left on it, and I personally like it. However, enchanting it is very costly, so you probably want to use upgraded potentials or some way to make them work together. The Beast Swords are exclusive to the special enemies that spawn in these special structure. They will too in fact. The Immortal Blade and the Sword of the Corrupted. The Ancient Pickaxe is a small yet nice treasure to find. It gives a bit of luck when wielded, so it's good to loot chests or look for mimics with. However, it reduces your health max every time you equip it, which is annoying. Lots of Cash is a possible drop by none other than Hot Coatland. You may have seen this mini-boss while list exploring. It's a nudge at the programmer Coatland. It has looting enchants on it, but no extra damage, so it can be tricky to use effectively. Just a funny item. The boss can also jump some other funny items as well, but I will leave those as a surprise for you to find. The Helm of Resentment is an uncommon helmet with some hidden enchants on it. The nice thing about it is that it comes with projectile protection 4 as well as being unbreakable. However, it does the Curse of Binding, so you won't be able to take it off unless you die or remove the curse with Curse Break potions. If you really want an unbreakable helmet, just look for pirate hats and pirate boats instead. Starry Artsy Sturdy Staff is an interesting staff that can be gotten from a special evoker that spawns in some sky castles. It is a reference to the artist Artsy, who has worked on various things on this mod pack. I've always come with a mending and unbreaking. When wielded, it reduces max health in exchange for 10% armor toughness as a bonus too. Interesting overall. Great Hack is a cursed Umbrian pickaxe which gives the user 5% bonus dig and movement speed. In exchange, it takes away luck, armor toughness, and reduces your max health. Not really worth its use. It usually has curses on it too. The Corrupted Shield is a very rare find that gives a flat plus 20 damage, just for equipping it. One of, if not the biggest bonus to it as an offhand item. However, it comes at the expensive price of negative 15 max health and negative 5 armor toughness, making you a thin piece of paper ready to be shredded by a gust of wind. In the Medusa structure, which is a dangerous dungeon that can show up in beaches, hosts many treasures, 3 of which are guaranteed being diamond weapons: the Greatsword Harpy, the Saber Copus, and the Spear Sistine, with decent enchants. I wish luck and recommend the blindfold to those who dare venture. The Skeleton King is a summonable boss that has a large exclusive loot pool of armor, baubles, and weapons that only he and treasure chest host, specifically tied to the Lava Cow mod, whose crafting recipes have been blacklisted and can only be found venturing, such as the Raven Whistle, the Cursed Dreamcatcher, Pestilence, the weapon and armor of Famine. There's special Brutal Tower weapons, which refers to the ones you find in the final treasure room. Only one of these can be found per tower, awaiting to be pulled from their pedestal by the Conqueror. There are all Dragon Ball lightning weapons that host powerful level 10 enchantments on them as well. You can also find a myriad of potions, but beware, for they may have some cursing effects hidden. After all, would you drink something that is sitting in a random chest? What have you found so far in your travels through RLCraft Dregora? Perhaps something that is not on this video? If so, share it in the comments. And if you want to learn more about weapons or perhaps want some of these do, check out my weapon compendium video. Subscribe for more upcoming video to stay posted and see more RLCraft content. Ahí los guacho, vatos!